So we've got the Black Hawk here from Metal Earth. This thing is looking really good. The paint job on it is really nice. This thing, they got it rated at a 6 out of 10 difficulty, and I'd say it's right around there. It is a 2-sheet model. It's not a premium model. This is just a standard model, so it's a little smaller, but it's got its difficult parts. Let's go ahead and talk about some of them. So we got the engine, that's a difficult part. We got the tail. The tail here was difficult. The rotors, not so much, but they were a little bit difficult getting everything fit in there. The nose on this thing, it was difficult, and the windshield a little bit, getting the shapes right on these. And this piece right here, that piece right there, it was one of the hardest pieces to shape. So that's a tough piece. And your landing gear here, getting the legs that come down the Black Hawk here, getting those legs right there to hug up against that fuselage is really tough. But let's hit on some key parts here. Let's start with the engine and exhaust up here. So main thing up here is behind where the exhaust is here. This is 2 pieces. This ain't one piece. It connects right here, and it's hard to get that perfect shape. It wants to have a hard bend right there. Just use your inserts in there to shape this instead of fighting with it for a long time like I did. Use them inserts to get the right shape on that. For all the little tiny bits and pieces that go on the sides of this helicopter, don't be scared to use a little bit of glue on the back sides of those tabs if you want a real snug, nice fit. Be really careful with your rotors up here. These pieces, they bend easy and they're easy to break, so watch that. On your rotors, I would recommend, if you want, to stick a little piece of glue right there on the back side of the rotor, and I'll show you why right here. Because if you don't, see mine, how they got movement? If I would have stuck just a little slab of glue underneath of that, it wouldn't do that. But it's your choice. If you want tight rotors, get you a little dot of glue under there. If you want to know what glue to use, right up here is my video on the best glue to use on these 3D metal models. Let's move on to this piece right here. The piece on the bottom here. This is actually 2 pieces. So this is, it's actually the same piece, I mean. This piece and this piece go together, and there's just a little slither of metal holding them together, so that is very easy to break. So when you're doing this piece, make sure you follow the directions very closely. I put one of these upside down, and I had to twist it back around, and it was very scary. I thought it was going to break for sure. So follow the directions very carefully when you're doing them pieces. Let's hit on this tail right here. This was one of the worst parts of this helicopter for me. This tail, mainly this cone piece right here, it has to be inserted into the tail. After you get this thing bent into the right shape, that cone piece has to be inserted in there, and it was a pain in the butt to get it in there. So when you're doing that, try to get the right shape and just take your time with it. It's probably not going to be easy for you. I hope it is, but chances are you're going to have trouble with it also. Let's go ahead and go to the front of the helicopter here. The nose. Getting this round shape on this nose, take your time. That's the main thing. I'm going to give you a good look at mine. See the reflection off of it there. That way you kind of know how much to bend this thing. It's a little bit flatter on the edges here. One of the main things you're going to want to do is this piece right here. Little tiny sliver. Make sure you get the right bend in that piece. It'll make it look good. Let's look at the fuselage on the bottom here. It is almost flat. You can see the reflection there. I mean, it is not bent a whole lot. See the walls of the fuselage? I mean, they just got a little bow to them. It's almost a 90-degree bend there. So when you're building that, just keep that in mind. The directions, they explain it pretty good. The bend is going to get more round as you go back through the tail. As you can see, you know, it gets more rounded out instead of flat, you know. This piece right here is very fragile. Be careful with it. The rotor, after you get it on, it's going to set a little bit cockeyed, it looks like. It's going to set a little bit leaned in, but that's how it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be straight up and down, so don't fret. The last thing that I want to hit on is the windshield on this thing. The windshield, just take your time on it. As you can see, the bends I've got, these braces on the front of the windshield, they got tabs on the bottom of them that you got to insert into there. So just be careful with that and get it bent as good as what you possibly can. You can see the rounding that I got on the windshield there. See it come around here, come around here. Just try to get a good shape, because this nose and this windshield, this is going to make or break your helicopter. This is what's going to make it look good. If you don't get that right, it's not going to look like a Black Hawk. So, I mean, that's what you're wanting here. You want this to be automatically recognizable. Anybody that sees this, they're going to know what it is if you do a good job on this helicopter.